So just revise the topic CSV file. What is CSV file? In file handling chapter, we are dealing with 3 types of file. The first one it is text file, second one binary file, third one it is CSV file. Then what is the extension of text file, Gauri?
.txt.
Then what about binary and CSV?
.dat
For
and .csv.
.dat for binary file representation. Krishna, Srihari, Ashwin, Aryan, switch on the video. Switch on the video, children. Okay, Aryan. So there are mainly 3 types of file. The first one it is text file. The extension of text file it is .txt. Then second one it is binary file. The extension it is .dat, and the last one it is CSV file. Its extension it is .csv. Okay. Then in the case of text file, we can store the data in the form of text, normal text. But in the case of binary file, we can store the data in the form of binary data. We can't understand or identify the data that is stored in binary file. It is just like a garbage value. After writing something in the binary file, when we open that file, we can't read the content from that binary file because it is just like a garbage value. We can't identify or we can read. So for reading the data from binary file, or if we want to display the content, we just copy that content from the binary file and convert it into human readable form. That is the process that happened in the binary file. Okay. Then according to CSV file, it is just same as that of text file. What is the extension of CSV file, Krishna? .csv is the extension of CSV file. Then if I want to convert a set of tab, what happened, Ashwin?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so if we want to convert a set of tabular representation, or if it is a set of data, if it is in the form of a table, or it is in the form of a spreadsheet, or it is in the form of Excel sheet, then if we want to convert that particular data into a form of normal text that is separated with a comma, it is known as CSV file. Okay. If we want to convert a set of data that is represented in a table, to convert that table represented data into a normal text form, each fields are separated with comma. That type of file is known as CSV file. Then, in the case of CSV file, which statement is used for reading? First, we can discuss writing. Which statement is used for writing? Just go through the statement. Aditya, which statement?
Writer.
Writer is the writer object. Then for writing, two statement. Writer is the function used for writing. That is, under that writer, we want to use two functions. One for writing a single row and one for writing a complete entire row. Which are they? Achyut?
Ma'am, I don't understand the question.
Which are the statements used for writing in a CSV file? For writing, first we want to create a writer object. using stu writer equal to CSV dot
Ma'am,
write. Okay, okay,
right
Aditya.
row and
Yes,
right
right row and right rows. Okay. So for writing some contents into a CSV file, first you want to create a writer object. You just study that writer object statement. First, one variable name, that is to writer, which is equal to, read the statement, Emmanuel. For creating a writer object, which statement is used?
um of file object
File object with
writer
writer. You just read that statement from your notebook.
wr dot write
Okay,
row
sure.
effort
W.
wr dot write row, then
That is for writing. Before that statement, stu writer equal to, that is the writer object creation statement. Stu writer equal to,
to writer equal to csv dot writer fh.
stu writer equal to CSV dot writer fh is the statement to create a writer object. Okay. So in the case of MCQ question, some filling the blanks are there. So write a statement to create a writer object. That is one of the question. Write a statement to create a writer object. How we can create a writer object? Options are there. So you want to study the correct option, correct statement. That is, first you want to give one variable name, which is equal to CSV dot writer, within bracket you want to give the file name, file object name. So stu writer equal to CSV dot writer within bracket fh. Okay, after that you want to use that write row. Write row is for writing row by row, writing the data row by row, one row at a time. If you want to write row by row, we are using the function write row. If you want to write the entire row at a time, then we use the statement write rows. Okay, is it clear the difference between write row and write rows? Okay, so before using this write row or write rows, first you want to create the writer object. Before using this write row and write rows, just like file object creation, we want to create a writer object. Here the writer object name, it is stu writer. Stu writer equal to csv dot writer within bracket file name, that is the statement to create a writer object. Okay, is it clear? Okay, then what is the statement used? Which statement is used for reading the data from CSV file? Dia? Reading, for reading. You are not audible, Dia.
Load function.
What, Dia?
Load function.
Load is based on which file?
TXT.
Is it CSV?
No text file.
No, it is binary file. Okay. Read is based on text file. Based on binary, it is load. Then based on CSV, reader. Okay, so reader is the function used to read something from a CSV file. Okay. So these are the main statement related with CSV file. First, first we discuss about how to create a writer object. Then which are the state. Then what is CSV file and what is the extension? The statement related with writing, that is write row and write rows. Then statement related with reader, it is reader. Then I will give some programs related with this CSV file and binary file. Reader. Then which statement is used just before this CSV file? First, you want to import CSV. Import CSV.
Yes.
Okay. So write this question. This is one of your lab question based on data file. So you just do this program in your system and correct your errors. Then find out the output. After getting output, you just copy the content into a Word document. Okay. At the same way, you copy the output also in a separate page. After term exam, we can bind that, we can take the print and bind the file. So this is the second program, second practical program. A binary file, book.dat has structure, book number, book name, author, price. Write a user-defined function, create file to input data for a record and add to book.dat. This program is based on which file, Aryan?
Binary.
Yes, it is binary. So once again, okay, Achut? Anything? Okay. So latecomers, please note, we are starting our revision from Saturday onwards. Saturday, the first chapter revision from first portion to till if statement. If is not included, till if you want to study the portions from Python revision to one chapter, that is the first chapter, starting portions to if statement. Okay. Okay. So
And
here
can
we
you
are.
just
Okay, Manuel.
Free this slide.
Okay.
Okay.
So this program is based on DAT. That is DAT is for the extension of binary file. So this program is based on binary file. So for using the read and write operation and binary file, we are using some functions. For using that function, first you want to import pickle. So the statement, the first statement, all of you switch on the video. So the first statement, according to binary file, it is import pickle. The first statement, according to CSV file, it is import CSV. Okay. So the first statement, so based on this file name, you identify which statement is used for starting the program. Okay. If it is a CSV file, the starting statement, it is import CSV. If it is a .dat file, start the program with import pickle. Okay. So if we just open one .dat file, the program will begin with import pickle statement. If here the file name it is .csv, then start it with import csv. Okay. Then your question is to create a function. A function name is also there in your question. That is, its name it is create file. So for starting the function header, the keyword used it is def. Then here this is the function name and function bracket, end the header with colon. This is function header. After creating the function header, what is the statement? The statement is for opening the binary file. Here I am giving object name as FOBJ. You can give any object name here. F1, Fin, Fout, any object name. F object equal to open book.dat comma AB. Here AB, what is AB? Adul, what is AB, Adul?
Append mode
Append mode?
for binary file.
Append mode in binary file, that is AB. If I am giving a statement file mode just like A, it is append in text file. If it is AB, A for append, B for binary. So if you want to use a file mode in along with this .dat file, use this B, because Krishna, Ashwin, Srihari, Adul, switch on the video. Okay, so here if I am using a text file here, then the mode it is A. For append, we just write A. Here it is a binary file, so the append mode is represented like AB. Okay, then what about the next statement? We want to input data from the user. Then only we can write that data into the file. Okay, so first you want to input data from the user. For that I am using this input statement. Here I am just using int input statement. I will just input one integer value for book number. Here I am just adding 1 to book number. Then after that I want to input a string, that is book name it is Python. Krishna, why here there is no in statement? Here I am using int input enter book number. Here we want to input a string value. Okay, so here this input function, whenever we use this input function, that input function will accept all the things in the form of string. If we input one integer, that integer value is also considered as a string. If we input one float value, that also is considered as a string. Okay, so here we want to input one string value, so we simply use this input function. Here we want to input one integer value. So this input, when we are using this input function alone here, then that function, this input function will accept that integer as a string. So we want to convert that string value into integer. For that purpose, we are using this int function. What happened, Ashwin?
Yes, ma'am.
Why are you laughing?
Not laughing, ma'am.
Okay, so that is the use of int. Okay, so input enter book number means this input function will accept a single integer value, but that integer value is considered, this input function accept that integer value in the form of string. We want to convert that string value to integer. For that purpose, we are using this function int. Okay. Then all these simple points you must note, not that simple points, that is very important for our term 1 exam. That's why I'm just repeating the same thing. Okay. So order equal to input enter order name. Here we want to accept a string, so there is no need of int or float. So we just simply input enter order name. So we can input one order name here. Then next one, it is price. Price, either we can use int here or we can use float here. That is, our price is in the form of 850.50, just like that. No, so we can, instead of this int, we can use float also. Okay. If you are using float, we can input float value as price. If you are using int, we can use only integer value as price. Okay. So after opening the file, we accept all these values, that is book number, book name, or the price from the user. Then what is the next step? After you just go through the write statement in binary, what is the next step? In the case of this file handling function programs, you just study a particular program, a single program based on reading and based on writing. The format is same for all the program. Okay. First you want to use import function, import statement, then open the file, then input data from the user or access data from the user. The next statement is create a list, isn't it? Okay, no problem. So learn a single program based on every data file read write operations. Okay, it is compulsory. Based on text file, you want to study a program based on reading and based on writing, and based on binary also, CSV also. So after accessing the data from the user, the next step is to create a list based on that value. So first I just input all the data from the user using input function. After that, I create a list, that is a list name, it is REC, that is rec. Then using that rec, I am creating a list. The list contents are book number, book name, or the price. Is it the same one? Yes, book number, book name, or the price. Okay, so first I input all the data to these 4 variables from the keyboard or from the user. After that, I create a record, that is, it is a list used with that list using that variable names, book number, book name, author, and price. Then what about the next statement? We want to write this content into the file. Which statement is used for writing in binary file? It is dump. Okay, so pickle.dump REC. REC is the content. We want to copy or write the contents in rec to FOBJ. Okay, dump is the statement for writing. This is the write statement. Then within that write statement, first you want to use the list name. That is, the contents are stored in REC. So the contents in REC are returned to file object FOBJ. Then close the file. Then what is this statement? Aryan, what is the name of the statement? Create file. What is the name of the, or what is the use of this function, this statement?
Create a file.
What, Aryan? Okay, Achyut,
Ma'am,
what is the name of the statement?
create file.
No. It is function call statement. Why? Just go through this one. Here, this is the function name. Yes, Achut?
I have a doubt in the indentation now.
Oh, okay.
And the in the next page, the REC should be placed in the same line as
This line, this line, this line.
D.
Same line. Same line. This is starting position. The only difference of indentation, it is create file.
Book number, author, price, pickle, and FOBJ will be in same line, right?
After this DEF, the last line only. The same alignment it is function call statement file, create file function only. All the other statements are with this alignment.
Ma'am, so what about REC equal to?
REC also, same alignment. Before REC, we are not using any other if for or just like the same like statement. Okay. So it is with same alignment. It's just a mistake. So after this DEF statement, the alignment is same for all statement except this create file. So create file is a function call statement. So execution of this statement is first it will execute this import pickle statement. After that it will execute def create file. Here when the interpreter read this statement, it identified that this is a function header with the help of this keyword def. So it will, if the interpreter identify this statement as a function header, then it will skip all these portions and go to execute this one. If the interpreter, it is based on function chapter. Okay. So first the interpreter identify the function header, then it will skip all the statement under that function header, and this is the main program starting. This is the main program starting line. So it will execute first executed statement, it is create file statement, that is function call statement. Then the control moves back to that here. Then it will execute all these statements. That is the control flow. Okay. According to here, we are using a function. So this is the function header. Whenever the interpreter identify the function header, control moves to the statement just after this function header function body. It will skip all the statements under this function header and it will start the execution from this create file calling statement, function call statement. When the interpreter execute this statement, then control moves to create file and execute all these statements. Is it clear? Okay. Any doubt related with this writing statement?
No.
Okay. So you just type that program. Today itself, you just type that program in your system and identify the error if any and correct the error and find the output also. Okay. We can't identify the, we can't display the contents that written in the binary file. The output, it is the output of this program, it is the output of the program, it is enter book number is there, enter book name is there, enter author name, price of book. Then you just press enter, nothing will happen because the data are written to the binary file. We can't display the content. Okay. So the output is enter book number. We can input one book number 1. Then enter book name. Then enter author name. Then price of book. This is the output for this program. Okay. Is it clear? We just input something from the keyboard and the data are written to that file. Okay, so this is the output. Okay. So write the next program. Program to read and display those lines from file that start with alphabet T. This is not only for the lab program. You want to learn this program based on our term exam also. Based on case study question, we have some questions like this. A program is there. From this program, we want to identify some questions.
Ma'am, can you last page for 1 minute?
Which one?
Last page, last page.
Okay, okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Program to read and display those lines from file that start with alphabet T. Here, before running this program, first you want to open a file and store some data within this data.txt file. Then only we can read something from that data text file. Okay. Before running this program, first you want to write something in this data.txt file. Then only we can read the lines from that txt file. Okay. So file 1 is equal to open data.txt. It is in read mode. Then after that, this is the data.txt file. I'm using A, B, C, D, E, H, I, J, K. These are the contents in this file. Then count equal to 0. I'm using one variable to store the count of line based on the alphabet T. So I'm using one T here, one more T here. Okay. So string 1 is equal to str1 is one of the variable name, which is equal to file1 dot read lines. Read lines are used for reading lines from a text file. Read lines are used for reading reading lines from a text file. So it will first read this one. That is T, B, C, D, E. So here the content it is T, B, C, D, E. Then I want to check the starting character is T or not. How we can find the starting character? Just identify using its index name. According to a string, the first value is under 0 index. Okay. So I will first read the first line and it is stored in str1. If you need, you can just print that content, that is, it is T, B, C, D, E. After that, for I in string 1, for I in string 1 means the first value, string value content, it is T, B, C, D, E. From this string, I will take this first one as I. Then, if I of 0 means it is T. So, which is equal to T. If I of 0 equal to T, then print I, and the same way you want to write one more statement. It is count equal to count plus 1. Count equal to count plus 1. That is, first I read the first line and I will check if that first character is T or not. That is our question. Start with alphabet T. So I will check I of 0 is equal to T. Here I of 0 is T. So I will just print I, and after that I will just count equal to count plus 1. So here the count value is 0. It is 0 plus 1. Now the count value, it is 1. Then before this file 1 dot close statement, just write one statement, print count. Print count. Okay. So after that, it will again read the second line, that is this one. So from this line, if I think here there is no T, H-I-J-K. So here the content, it is H-I-J-K. From this H-I-J-K, I of 0 means it is H. So that H not equal to T. So it will, one second, I will explain this in the next class. Okay, some indentation problem is there. Print, you want to place that print just after this one. Okay, I will correct it and explain it in the next class. Okay, it's time to wind up. Okay.